Hi students, this is Mr. Metelsky. This video will be covering how to name congruent triangles, which is a skill. We can't just name them any way that we want to. We have to be very deliberate in how we name them. So in our first example here, we've got our two triangles, and I'm hoping that you can see they're congruent by angle, side angle, because they have an angle and an angle with the side between them. Same thing over here, matches up. So let's say I'm getting ready to write my congruent statement, and I write triangle BCA. Now if I look at the way that I ordered that, and it really doesn't matter what order I put the first one in. I could have named it ACB, I could have named it BAC, I just happen to choose BCA. So BCA. Let's look at the features. B has a double mark, C has none, A has a single mark. So double, none, single. So we have to keep that pattern when we look at the other triangle. Double, none, single. So we have to do double, none, single. So RPK. Okay, you can't just name this one whatever you want to, because if we do BCA, and if I say that's congruent to KRP, well, KRP goes single, double, none. If I wanted to do this single, double, none would be ABC, but that's not what I have. So you have to be really careful. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. We've got these two triangles here, and hopefully you can look and see that the three sides match up to the corresponding sides over here. So we're in a side, side, side congruent situation. So let's say I look at the first triangle and I name it QZB. QZB. So let's follow the pattern. Q to Z to B. Q to Z we get the single mark, Z to B we get the double mark. So single, double. So you might think, okay, single, that's LF, and then double, well, let's just go this way, LFJ. But that won't work. That's single, triple. We have to go QZB, single, double. So single, double would be this way. That's that's FLJ. Triangle FLJ. So hopefully we're doing good so far. Again, I could have named this first one whatever I wanted to. I just need to make sure that the second one matches the same pattern as the first one do. It's all about the patterns. So let's take a look down here at a parallelogram. This is going to be a common figure that you're going to experience throughout this course in geometry. And in a parallelogram, hopefully we know that opposite sides are both parallel and congruent. We also know that if we have something cut by a transversal, that alternate interior angles are congruent. So for instance, let's say that we mark this here. That would have to be congruent to this down here because of the alternate interior angle theorem between these two lines. Now, if we applied that same concept with these two lines, the alternate interior angles would be here and here. And then the easiest one, the one that I always like to do, is the reflexive. Isn't the reflexive BD that's in both of the triangles? So when we name this first triangle, let's say the first triangle's on the left here, whatever we pick, let's say we pick BAD, the bad triangle, BAD. If we look at the markings, B, A, D, if we look at the angles, we're going from the 2 to the nothing to the 1. So we have to go 2 to nothing to 1. So over in this triangle, 2 to nothing to 1. That would be DCB. Triangle DCB. Okay. So we have to be very deliberate again. All right, we have one more example here. And this example is when we have triangles that are sort of made up in a larger shape. So in this case, our goal is to prove that this triangle here, and I'm going to outline it in pink for our purposes. So this triangle here is going to be congruent to this triangle in green, which is that one. So again, our goal is to show that those two triangles are in fact congruent to each other. Well, there's some given information. If we look at this, the given information, let me label it as given, just so we're not confused, is that HL and HI are congruent. So HL, this piece here, is congruent to this piece here. We're also given in the diagram these markings, so that means that this angle here, HIK, is congruent to HLJ. And then we're also given that JL, this whole piece, is congruent to KI, this whole piece here. So I'm not going to mark that just because it might be confusing to see. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll put like 2 slashes here and 2 slashes here just to show that the whole piece is congruent. So hopefully you can see that we have a side angle side scenario, side angle side. So if I name the pink triangle, let's say I name the pink triangle LJH. So LJH. So if we look at LJH, L has a single angle marking, and then when we go to J, we cross over the double side marking, and then when we go to H, we hit that single on that side, but that doesn't really pertain to this. So our goal is really the single angle, the double, and then nothing. So when we look at the green one, I have to start at the single angle. Well, out of these three, the single angle's right here, that marking. And then I have to go through the double segment markings here, so I got to go I, K, H. Okay. Now, for every single one of these, like I said, I just picked how I wanted to label this first triangle. It doesn't matter how you label it. It matters then that you match the second corresponding up with exactly what the first one is. Okay, so let's go back to the original here just to model that. Let's say I called this one, instead of BCA, let's say I called it BAC. BAC, if I follow the pattern, that should be RKP. If I call the first one, let's say ABC. ABC, if I follow that pattern of the markings, A to B to C, then it should be KRP. So there should be, I think, in total 6 different ways to name that triangle, so therefore we should be able to make 6 congruent statements that are all equivalent, and we only need to know one of those, but I just wanted to show you that actually can happen. And depending on, you might be doing something and your friend who's working on the same thing might decide to name it a different way, but it should follow the same pattern. All right, good luck in naming your congruent triangles.